So how many of you really feel like you want to be changed? Yeah. Well, good, because you're in the right place. Because this thing called life is all about change. That's why we're here. You know, when Spirit looks down at us, oh, they're perfect. Because it knows that we're in a process of evolution. We're changing and growing and becoming, and we're moving towards, this place of unity and understanding and goodness, as you spoke of so beautifully, Dave. That's where we're moving towards, but our process is perfect for us. So we're being changed at the level we're letting ourselves be changed. You know, Ernest Holmes says there is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. Because the greater our understanding, the more we will believe and know that what we're doing is moving towards that place of oneness and unity and goodness. In us, in each and every person, as Jean Houston says, who's Jean Houston, my favorite world-renowned spiritual leader, and really one of the first human potential researchers, says, in every person, extraordinary is coded. It's in there, in everyone, waiting to be released, waiting to be discovered, waiting for us to go, oh, wow, there's something more to me than appears to me right now. Could it be, I've been asleep and it's time for me to wake up? And what's the answer? Yes, it's time for all of us to wake up. Rumi says, my beloved Rumi, my little boyfriend, 13th century mystic Rumi boyfriend, says, don't go back to sleep. The door is wide open. Please don't go back to sleep and lock your mind up. And that's what we do. We lock our minds up because we're so conditioned by this physical world. What we see, we get so conditioned by the past, hooking ourselves into the past, the problems, the regrets, the guilt, the shame, the things they were singing about in the song. We get so conditioned by that, we forget there's so much more waiting for us. And I know we think, well, you know, why is it? If we're filled with potential, divine potential, infinite possibility, why don't we know it? Do you ever feel that way? Why don't I feel that right now? Because, as Ernest Holmes says, if when God made spontaneous human beings, individuals, unique individuals, they had to be made to discover themselves, or they'd be robots. They had to be let free to do whatever they wanted so they could discover that wonder, that perfection, that beauty within. That's for us to know. Another one of my thank you prized when I just take time and go and watch people, the smiles, the smile of a stranger, how that can warm my heart and fill me up. Surprises are so beautiful, and they're messages from Spirit that life is to go on. We have to use surprise in our life to fill us up with that aliveness and that newness so we don't get trapped and locking our minds and our hearts to this is the way it is and this is the way it always shall be. You know, so often there's a little miscommunication we have, is that we are self-creators. We're the builders of our own experience, right? Right? Am I right? Well, no, that's wrong. When we get trapped in that, we forget that we're co-creators in this experience of life. We are vessels. We are filled with this potential and this aliveness, and we have this little rheostat. You see, this divine potential can be used fast, or it can be used slow. It can be used for goodness or negativity. We get to decide how much of this divine potential we're going to use in our life, because it's how we use it. But we are co-creating with Spirit. We are not here alone. We are in a process of co-creation. And surprise. So here we are remembering, oh, I want to live in the surprise of life, but I also have a part to play. And this is again from Jean Houston. Just as you would not neglect the seeds you've planted, and just expect, without giving them sun or water or any nourishment, that you're going to have flowers and fruits and vegetables. It's the same with our own becoming and taking care of ourselves. We have to do that thing and ask those questions. I know, live in the questions of life. You know, be in that moment of surprise that we can pull out something more from us. I want you to imagine something right now. So in fact, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for a moment. Even in all of this excitement, the wind and the chill and the cars, and where are the crows today? Don't hear them yet, but I want you to just imagine right now. Just take a nice breath and open yourself. Imagine you're unlocking that mind. Just be open. You know you're safe on your chair and you're being supported by life. And open your heart and mind. And just imagine in this moment that you can feel, holding in one hand, you can feel you're holding wonder, amazement, and awe. And in the other hand, you're holding courage and strength and willingness. And your heart, in your heart, you know, right here in this moment, that with God, anything is possible. So, wonder, awe, amazement, courage, strength, willingness, and the knowing that with God, with life, with goodness, anything is possible. I just want you in your own mind's eye. Where would you be right now if you freed yourself? If you use those wings to move yourself and free yourself from any disappointment or doubt or fear or limitation and open to the greater possibility. What do you see for your life? What do you see as you feel more coming from you? And the beauty is that since there's always the microcosm and the macrocosm, as we see more for ourselves, what do you see for this world in which we live? What do you see? I want you to hold that and know that's your prayer. That's your knowing for yourself. I know this for myself as I know this for each and every person, because true prayers are not just for ourselves. True prayers lift the entire world. And we know that and hold that in this moment. Take a nice deep breath, but don't bring yourself back until you really feel a loosening of your mind, a loosening of your heart, knowing truly that in this moment all is well. That each and every one of us is moving forward in our own spiritual prototype, our own divine pathway, our own journey of awakening, of self-discovery of who we are. And take a nice deep breath. And so it is. We know that we've activated wonder and goodness and awe in our life for ourselves. And my request today is that when we journey out into this day, whatever your plans are, if it's to be at home, if it's to be out, if it's to be whatever it is you're doing, that you choose to see the wonder, to find the surprise, to feel the goodness, and to know that you are on purpose, you make a difference, and you matter. That you find the things to teach you, there are teachers everywhere, and you find the place to be the teacher, the guide, and the mentor, because it's all part of our journey. I want you to know for sure how much you're loved, what a difference you make, that we are each and every one of us here on purpose and part of the divine unfolding. So even though we have our masks on, we can't say too much. Just look around and see the beautiful travelers that are with you on this journey. We are in this together, and I say thank God for this, thank God for you. God bless you all. And so it is. Thank you.